Ooh.
Allow your genitals to release.
Also brings a basket, then shits out some eggs and disappears.
Hey, I'm 10% happier.
Now look at my egg-laying bunny.
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
Sure.
We're in the headspace.
It's a headspace.
Enough of a headspace anyway to do what we do.
Yeah.
When we do this thing we're doing.
I mean, to be fair, we're always kind of in that headspace. It's just what area of the headspace are we in?
That's true. Because we have... This happens in life. When we see each other outside of the basement, if we have an opportunity to talk for more than a second or two, it just sort of becomes this.
Yeah. This is what our
pretty
conversations
quickly.
sound like.
Yeah.
There's just not a mic in our
Exactly.
stupid faces.
That's right. That's right.
No one hears what we're saying.
No.
Unless they're around. And then they're probably annoyed because, you know, they don't want to live a podcast.
Right. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed how people will tune us out?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty quickly? Like in public?
Yeah. And then, well, I'm used to that, though.
Ooh.
I mean, you are, too. You're married.
Oh, sure.
Getting tuned out is kind of the default. And we have children.
Oh, yeah. Wait, is that more the tuning or the being tuned?
Tuning out.
Yeah.
Tuning me out.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had anyone in my house hear what I said the first try in 6 years.
Okay.
It's just there are times I'm walking around my house going, "Am I dead? Is this a ghost situation?" And like I'm saying things no one knows I'm here.
No one knows you're here.
And then eventually one of the two people I live with goes, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, okay. They know I'm here. Okay, I'm alive.
Not dead yet. Not dead yet."
That's how I'll know that I'm dead. Is no one will respond to me when I'm talking. But the problem is it's going to take like 5 days for it to finally register that it's not just normal people ignoring me.
Is there anything sadder than realizing you're a ghost? I mean, there are probably things that are sadder, but that's pretty sad.
That would be a bummer.
First of all, your life is probably pretty sad if it took you a few days to realize that you were a ghost.
Yeah.
Because you're that used to people not paying attention to you.
Well, and we're going to add this here, too.
Okay. All right.
Added caveat is, okay, let's say you die in a horrible way.
Yeah.
You probably have the memory of dying.
Of your death.
And then you're like, oh, good, I made it.
Oh.
And then you didn't make it. Oh.
That's rough.
That's a bummer.
That is pretty rough.
That is a ghost bummer.
Yeah. Ghost bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are ghost problems. # ghost problems. So, good thing to think about when you're going to sleep tonight is if you die in your sleep. You're going to think you just woke up in the morning and then go about your business.
And slowly realize that
when you go to open your car door, actually probably when you go to open your door to go to your car, and your hand just passes through the knob over and over. God. And you're like, what's wrong with this knob? Right. Oh no.
Right. I have two thoughts.
Yeah.
One, you could, considering the modern day conveniences, you could probably go a little while without realizing, because like a lot of people have those coffee pots that start on their own.
That's true.
You wake up in the morning as a ghost.
The shower would be
would be a dead giveaway.
That would be my first giveaway because I brush my teeth after the shower.
Yeah, me too.
You don't have to touch anything really in the mortal realm until you get in the shower. That's
true. Yeah.
So
you just sort of get out of bed, stumble around for a few minutes, ask yourself why. Right. This is my typical morning.
And there is the chance that when you start to talk and all you hear is, ooh.
Wait, your own voice sounds like that now?
Yeah. Well, you're speaking ghost.
Oh, that's just how they talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
then you notice. But there's also the chance that it's early in the morning and you're like, ooh.
Little ghost phlegm.
Yeah.
Got to get out. My other thought is this. Why don't ghosts just fall straight through the earth?
Well, that's a good question.
Thank you.
I think we'd have to ask a scientist what is in the earth to keep ghosts from falling through.
Or is it like because they're like bound to this realm or something that they...
I don't know. I would actually very much like to ask Neil deGrasse Tyson or someone like that. What is it in the core of the earth that prevents ghosts from just floating through the earth?
I mean, you would think. Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson's, he doesn't have anything going on. He's got plenty of time to answer this question.
Yeah.
He's not doing a bunch of other shit.
No. I mean, to be fair, none of it's as important as what I just asked.
True.
So,
why don't ghosts just fall straight through the earth? Mm-hmm. I mean, because gravity wouldn't affect them the same.
No.
They have essentially no mass.
Right.
Right? So therefore, gravity has no pull on them. Mm-hmm. Wait, so then, like, why don't they just float out into space?
Okay, well, now we have to ask him which is more likely.
Yeah. Do they go all the way through the earth and end up in China?
Right.
Or do they float out into space?
See, they can't go all the way through the earth, though, because everyone knows in the middle of the earth is hell.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, well, maybe that's why.
That hell keeps you from going all the way through.
Right.
Like, unless, you get put there.
But you could get to, like, the mantle.
Right. You could get almost to hell.
Yeah.
Like, you're hell adjacent.
Hell adjacent.
But not actually in hell.
Yeah.
But if you float it up, you also can't go there because that's heaven.
That's where heaven is.
So, that's why.
Oh, wow.
Okay, we solved it. We don't need fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson. Waste of space.
Cancel that appointment.
Can we talk, by the way?
Yeah.
Speaking of heaven.
Yeah.
And death. About Easter.
Oh, I always have time to talk about Easter.
Okay, so I told you I had a new theory about Easter upstairs.
Yes.
So, secular Easter, you get the bunny laying eggs.
Right. Which is really weird.
None of it makes sense. Yeah. You have a mammal that lays eggs and for some reason hides them and they're filled with candy.
And it's not a platypus.
No.
Which is a mammal who lays eggs.
Yeah, but can you imagine how terrifying the Easter platypus would be?
The giant pink Easter platypus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we all
Actually,
know.
I would love that. That would be... The platypus... Okay, this is off topic, but we have to talk about this for a second.
All right.
Let's say you believe in a creator that designed every living being.
Right.
Was he high when he made the platypus? Yeah. What happened with the platypus?
The platypus is just one of those
It's like extra parts that they just jammed together and went, that's one.
They just kind of spun everything, and then that's what it
you got webbed feet, you got a bill, you got fur,
but they lactate,
right,
and they lay eggs.
Yeah.
The fuck. Have you ever seen Dogma, that Kevin Smith movie? Dogma.
Yeah.
At the beginning, he's got a little like small treatise about the platypus.
It's I'd forgotten about. Man, I want to watch that movie and I just can't find it anywhere without spending like $30.
That's true,
because it's not on any streaming service.
Yeah,
Weinstein's.
Yeah, I think Miramax just like buried it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like that movie a lot.
Well, it's also not Miramax.
Oh, it's not?
No, because Miramax didn't want to touch it because of all the Catholic...
The God stuff.
Yeah. The Catholic Church was furious about it.
Oh, okay.
So they backed away.
Yeah.
So Bob and Harvey themselves bought it, which is why you can't find it anywhere.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's plenty of Miramax titles.
Yes. Yeah. You can see all the other Kevin Smith movies, just not the one I want to watch.
That's a bummer. That movie's got everything. It's got shit demons, Salma Hayek. Chris Rock is in that movie.
George Carlin is God.
Carlin? No.
Isn't he God?
No. Alanis Morissette is God.
What is George Carlin's
a priest.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. See, it's been too long. It's been like 20 years since I've seen this movie.
Yeah. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. It's a star-studded cast.
Yeah. And
Linda Fiorentine.
And
no,
Harvey Weinstein just happens to have it and won't let me see it. So
that sounds like something else. But yeah. Back to your Easter theory.
Yeah. Okay, so
all right.
Okay, so we've got the absurdity of a giant rabbit that lays candy-filled eggs for children to go find.
Yes.
And brings baskets. I'm not sure where the basket fits in. Also brings a basket, then shits out some eggs and disappears. Okay, that's what the Easter Bunny does.
Yeah.
So here's my new theory, because that's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard.
It is.
I have a theory that the church created the Easter Bunny, and here is why.
Okay. The church created
the Easter Bunny. Created the Easter Bunny.
All right.
Okay, so what's the church story about Easter? This is relevant. Okay, I'll do this. So
I think I know.
So on
Jesus died.
Yeah, on Good Friday.
Yeah.
Jesus was crucified. On Easter Sunday,
he is risen.
He rose again from the dead.
Right.
Which is an outlandish story.
Well, sure.
So the church went, okay, that's an outlandish story.
Okay.
Maybe we don't want to call too much attention to all the details of that story.
Yeah, yeah.
What if we created a rabbit that lays eggs and delivers baskets? Because people will have a lot more questions about that than just a guy who died coming back to life.
Sure. It's a great distraction.
I think you can do that with all of the religious holidays.
So you're saying that Easter is just the church's big bamboozle.
Yeah.
To be like, don't think too hard about this Jesus stuff.
Well, yeah, it's like street magic. Like Jesus is the left
Chris
hand,
Angel?
but yeah. They're doing something with that right hand. You're looking.
Street magic.
Yeah, you can do it with all of the holidays.
Well, Santa Claus, of course.
Yeah,
yeah.
There was a baby who was God's child born to a virgin. That's a little outlandish. Okay, there's a fat guy with flying livestock that just brings everyone presents.
That's a really nice story. In my mind, I want it to be the same priest that's coming up with all these.
It is.
It's like
George Carlin.
Yeah,
George Carlin priest.
George, you got 1 million of them. What are we gonna do for Yom Kippur?
Oh, well, they don't touch Yom Kippur.
Yeah. That's right. Sorry, that was the other religion.
That's their problem. They don't want to take on Christmas. They don't get help with Yom Kippur. That's their issue.
There's not enough in like midwinter. We need more midwinter. What do you got? Valentine's Day.
There you go.
All right.
I think the Judaism distraction was that they just put so many holidays on the calendar that like 8 people know what they all are, and everyone else is just like, yeah.
Even Jewish people are like, whatever.
Yeah. That one is. I think there was oil involved, oil in the lamps in Hanukkah. I remember that.
Yeah, their response is like just like mine was a minute ago.
Yeah, we eat unleavened bread. We eat those crackers.
It's cracker
That's what
day.
we eat. Yeah. This is a cracker holiday, so enjoy that.
Hey man, every day is a cracker holiday when I'm around.
It's of all of the things that Jewish people eat like traditionally.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
I don't know. Have you seen gefilte fish?
Okay, well,
it looks real.
That's true.
It does not look good.
It's not great, but
I mean, I'm not.
The unleavened bread's not great.
No, but it's edible.
Yeah, but like matzo ball soup, that's good.
Matzo ball soup is very good.
You got brisket. They eat a lot of brisket.
Yeah,
I love a
they
brisket.
Brisket, that's true. Yeah, this is making me want to like jump ship.
Convert.
Well, not only that, but go to Noshville right now.
I love Noshville.
We have a diner in town that is sort of like a New York Jewish diner style place,
and it's called Noshville, which is infuriating. To me.
Yeah. But their mascot's a pickle.
Yeah. I like restaurants that are puns that sound like they're from Bob's Burgers in theory, but in practice they annoy me.
Sure. I mean, every time I've been there, though, the staff are always like super down to earth.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I've only been in there once, but it was great.
Yeah,
very nice people.
When we first moved to town, we were like, we could walk there because it changed locations, and we could walk there, and it was the number one place if you had a rough Friday night to be at.
Yeah,
Saturday morning, and they were pumping out Bloody Marys like nobody's business.
Yeah. And I bet matzo ball soup is a really good hangover cure.
You would think.
That seems like it would hit all the spots.
Little, it's not like terribly like, I don't know. There are so many theories about what to do with a hangover.
I think that one fits most of them though.
Okay.
Because it is salty.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not heavy.
It's not heavy.
So like if you've had enough that you're in danger of the vomiting.
Right.
No good. You don't want the egg sandwich in that situation. Right. That's the hangover cure that I think is ridiculous.
People eat egg sandwiches?
Well, not just but just like the really heavy breakfast sandwich.
Okay.
No, the last thing I want, if I've had anything to drink, is a bunch of heavy food.
See, this is what I had friends back in Georgia. They operated under. We would refer to it as vitamin G, grease.
No, see,
as a hangover cure, and I don't think it works.
No, it makes me feel miserable.
Yeah, I tried it. I think I felt worse. Then I'm just thinking about keeping it down.
Yeah,
just trying to keep it all. I saw, happened to be at Walmart yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday. I'm saying it oddly. Yesterday.
Yes. Today.
And my friend Tron was with me, and I had a real dad moment. There were these two probably 21-year-old guys, cart full of beer and hard seltzers, 2 trash cans, new trash cans. And I heard the guy...
Oh, that's the best cart.
Yep. And I heard the guy ask for 6 bags of ice.
There you go.
So pretty clear what's going on.
Right.
And I looked at these 2 dudes and I said, hey, fellas, don't die.
Right.
Hydrate.
Yeah.
Make sure you hydrate.
Yeah. If you were like it was a real dad moment, you would start recommending. I don't know if you have ever had Pedialyte, but you might want to pick up a few bottles of that. Yeah. I think that would be beneficial for the evening.
It's just they had alcohol poisoning written all over them. These guys.
What kind of beer was it?
Oh, Miller Lite.
Oh, they can't get alcohol poisoning.
Cases, cases of stuff. Nothing like
right.
I
mean, if someone's bringing hard liquor, then we're talking a potential. But if it's Miller Lite, you can drink a case of that yourself over the course of an evening and have a buzz. It's not real beer.
It really isn't real beer. No, that's true.
I think a good joke for a TV show where there's a functioning alcoholic would be for them to switch to Miller Lite because, they can't drink anymore. They just have Miller Lite.
It's like their Diet Coke. Yeah.
I couldn't do that. No. Oof. The trash cans of beer is no good.
No. You ever hear someone refer to, I heard this like a year ago. A lot of people drink Bud Light, and then there's regular Budweiser. You ever hear that referred to as Bud Heavy?
No.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I like
Bud
that.
Heavy. Because it is.
Right. I honestly don't know.
Bud Light. Yeah.
I honestly don't know if I've ever even tasted a regular Budweiser.
A regular Budweiser is not bad. I'm just going to put that out there. Especially
I'm sure I have at some point.
If you're having like a sandwich.
Okay, where is
something.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
PBR. Yeah. Budweiser. Which one would you prefer?
Oh, I'd rather have a Budweiser.
Okay, so it's better than PBR. That's all I need to know.
It's way better than PBR.
Yeah. The worst thing hipsters ever did was popularize PBR.
Yeah.
because now all of a sudden people are paying more money for a PBR. I think it's done now. I think the PBR thing has passed.
I think it has run its course, yeah.
But
I think so.
It went from this was the $1 beer to it's more than the domestics, and it's worse than everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's terrible.
Yeah. I've been to places where you could only buy the tall boys, and then you could justify like $4 for one. Because it's like 2 beers.
Right, but it's,
yeah, it's not great. I used to drink it. I did. I went through a period where I was like, I had a friend I was like jamming with, and that was our thing. We would get PBR tall boys.
Well, it seems like a good choice. Yeah. Because it's got Americana spelled out.
It really does. Yeah, true.
Like you see it, and you're like, well, that's the part of America that I can get behind.
Yeah.
Is a PBR tall boy.
That's right.
But then the hipsters took it over, and just like they do with everything, they ruined it.
Of course. You ever drink it out of a bottle?
No.
It's weird. It's not right. I'm pretty sure I bought a 6-pack of PBR in bottles for like $5 even one time.
I don't care for that.
It's not right.
That's a canned beer.
It should only exist in cans.
And definitely not draft.
No. Have I ever seen it on draft?
Oh, I doubt that anyone has it on draft. I don't know.
Now, going back to Budweiser, a regular Budweiser on draft with like a sandwich in like a frosted mug?
I could see how a Pilsner. Yeah. I mean, I like a Pilsner.
Yeah.
If it's decent.
Yeah. Refreshing.
Not Bud Light.
That's a different story.
Yeah, that's
a different story altogether. They took what was beer about Budweiser and then left it out.
That's how you make it light. Yeah. Okay, what can we remove? Flavor.
Yeah. You take out the beer parts.
Take out all the taste. Add water.
Yeah.
Boom. Light. It's no good. I think we've talked about this, but my college roommate, the one who chugged
the Robitussin guy, yeah, and thought he was dying,
was from Colorado. I mean, still is.
Tap the Rockies,
theoretically from Colorado. I assume he's still alive somewhere.
You don't change where you're from,
right? Yeah. But it was Coors Light, nonstop.
Boy,
like and remember, Christian college.
Yeah.
No beer allowed, period.
Right.
So his contraband that he's sneaking in was 12 packs of Coors Light.
He could do so much better.
Everyone could do so much better. That's worse than Bud Light.
It is.
I thought I hated beer from age 18 to like age 20. And then I had a real beer and went, oh, Josh was just an idiot.
Yeah. So like he would bring it in. Would you occasionally have one? Is that what it was?
I did a couple times. I didn't very often because I didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, why would you? Yeah.
And then the other beers that, I would try, it was always like a Michelob Ultra.
Right.
Which is worse than that.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going deeper in the hole of terrible, terrible tasting beer.
It's true. Yeah, I can't. I know some people drink Mick Ultra just because it's like...
It's not worth it.
Super, super light and very few calories.
Okay, so I'm going to give a pro tip to everyone out there.
Pro tip?
Yeah. Who wants to drink a healthier beer.
Yeah.
But wants it to taste good.
Yes.
Dogfish Head Sea Quench Ale.
Oh, that's a good beer.
It's a very good beer.
That is a good beer.
It's lower in calorie.
Yeah.
And it tastes good.
It does taste good.
You don't have to live in a Michelob Ultra world.
I got a tip, too. I learned, because I was trying to figure out how not to get diabetes.
Yeah.
Because I guess I'm, like, on the edge.
Okay. You're right there.
I'm like susceptible. Like the doctor, she didn't say like you have diabetes. I don't have diabetes.
You're right.
But she's like, you could get diabetes if you don't get your shit together, basically. Right. So I looked it up. Whiskey does not spike your glycemic index.
There you go.
It has basically a glycemic index of 0.
Right. So if you're a pre-diabetic alcoholic.
Yeah.
chug whiskey. And then one of your two problems is solved.
That's correct. Hey, listen.
The second one,
10% happier.
that second one's still there, but
I like this idea. You know the whole 10% happier thing?
Oh, I know, very much.
I like it, but I like it like taken from a dark angle this. Like, I'm 10% happier about not having diabetes, but I'm still a horrible drunk.
I've stopped using heroin.
Yeah, but
an occasional speedball, though. It's it's fun.
Hey, I'm 10% happier.
Yeah, no, that's the spirit of that book, right?
Yeah. I think I didn't read the book, but I think that's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get very upset. Okay, so I read the book.
Okay.
I love the book.
Who wrote this book?
Dan Harris.
That's it.
Who he was an anchor on, I think it was Good Morning America.
Okay.
But on air had like a full-blown meltdown.
Oh, like a flip out? Like he flipped his lid?
I don't know if he flipped his lid or what, but he they never talked about it and I didn't look it up.
Okay. Assuming it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a buildup of stress and everything. And so it's 10% happier is all very focused on meditation.
Yes.
With I'm blanking on the guy's name. Hold on, I have to look it up because if you like meditation, he's a very, very good person to
it's not
follow.
Like John Kabat-Zinn or one of those people.
So the whole point of it is realistic meditation.
Okay. I like this point.
Jeff Warren.
Okay.
So it's not. There's no wrong meditation.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
In fact, his big focus is if you can't meditate for 5 straight minutes, but you're trying.
Yeah. Then
you did it.
Exactly.
It's like doing reps of any sort of exercise.
Yeah.
If you go and you're sitting there and you're like, fuck, I'm not doing it right.
Yeah.
And then you go back into meditation.
Right.
You went back. You did it. It's an improvement.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so great book. Jeff Warren, fantastic. The 10% happier thing, though, has turned into a whole movement where they want all my money.
Yeah. Right.
I don't like charging me obscene amounts of money.
No. And what is it, for an app or is it for like
he has an app. I don't know what's on the app. I've never been on the app.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to pay the money.
Right.
I pay for
make
Calm
him 10%
to listen to Jeff Warren because I like Jeff Warren.
Yeah. A lot of people, I mean, the like sleep story guided meditation thing has really skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Recently.
So Jeff Warren, if you have Calm, has a daily series that's like 10, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Each one.
Yeah.
Focusing on specific meditation items. So it'll be like,
right.
Today we're going to try meditating with our eyes open.
Yeah. Yes.
Soften the gaze, etc.
Right.
Today we're going to do and talking about the importance of it isn't you're meditating correctly, it's you're trying to take time for yourself.
Yes.
Meditate.
Yes.
Be better.
Totally.
And if you tried, you did most of it.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, the eyes open thing. Mm-hmm. Totally different experience, isn't it?
It's bizarre.
It's the complete not the complete opposite. It's just such a different experience than eyes closed.
I can't do that very well.
Eyes closed?
Eyes open.
Eyes open.
Because it's too easy for me. I'm too ADD for any distraction like that.
You're just like something over here, something over here.
However, I have done a walking one.
Ah, yes.
Where obviously my eyes are open because I'm not supposed to crash into things. It ruins the meditation.
Yeah.
If you're walking into traffic.
Yeah.
But that one, it's very, you're walking and focusing on like, you feel each toe hitting the ground.
Right.
Things like that. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's one of those you get done and you kind of have the lightheaded feeling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If you do well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like if it was a rough one, you may not have the lightheaded feeling, but you feel relaxed anyway.
And you can't expect that to have that every time either.
No.
You just like one of the people I've heard, it's like he just says you will have a variety of different experiences, and that's exactly right.
But the best is the lightheaded, like where you get done and you're like, okay, well,
I sometimes get like a little tingle in the front of my head, sort of thing.
I do too, and I realized recently what that is for me.
Yeah,
is I hold all my stress right here, between my eyes, above the bridge of my nose, and it's releasing. And I've had it happen a couple times where it hurts. Like the releasing tension is painful.
Right.
And then it's gone and you're like, oh, that's what my head's supposed to feel like.
But he lets go.
But I spend so much of my time like clenching right here, which I didn't even know you could do until I realized that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you got stress everywhere that you're clenching.
Yeah.
It's not just butt cheeks.
I was going to say.
Everyone thinks it's butt.
Yeah,
but
related.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's there, but
There's never much of a focus in the guided meditations about releasing butt tension.
No.
They always focus on shoulders, neck,
back,
arms, chest, and then they just skip right over ass move.
If they want to talk about that area at all, they say something like sacrum, or something like that. Cryptic.
I have heard pelvis, your pelvic area.
Yeah,
like,
allow your genitals to release.
We know what we're talking about here,
and your asshole to.
You can just say release the kegel, and then
that constant kegel you've been doing for 6 months. Just let it go.
Oh, that would be the worst if that was where you stored all of your tension. Like you're just clenching your pelvic floor constantly. Oh.
But once that lets go.
Oh, wow. Well, that would be nice.
That would be very good. It just two things. One, I'm happy that I'm sort of a consistently inconsistent meditator. I'll go through periods of weeks where I do it really consistently, and then I'll fall off for a while, and then I'll realize how bad I feel when I don't do it.
Yeah, if you do it at any regular interval, and then stop, you feel like shit.
You do. It takes me. Yeah.
You're just feeling normal, like what you felt like before you did it, but you realize you felt bad.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy the stuff it can do. Like I've had times where I drank too much coffee. I had the caffeine jitters. Meditate and then I feel better.
Yep.
It's like a little rest during the day, and I'm happy to say it's kind of spread to at least one of my coworkers now. Like sometimes we do it together.
Yeah. Carl?
No.
Oh.
No.
I want to meditate with Carl.
I can't get her to meditate.
You know what?
I don't think she's comfortable with it.
All right. We're going to do another episode with Carl.
Oh, yeah.
Where we're going to do meditation.
I like it.
We're going to convince Carl to do meditation.
Okay.
All right.
So 15 minutes of silence.
There we go.
On the podcast. Are we just talking? She has to meditate?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. This would be the worst guided meditation of all time.
Well, I don't know. Long-time listeners will remember.
Yeah. Well, we've done
it. We did a guided meditation. You were talking about the jungle.
Yeah.
And something about the stinky jungle, something like that.
Those are not good meditations.
No, you shouldn't use those. I mean, you can listen to them, but don't use them for that purpose.
Anyway, so you feel like shit when you don't meditate.
Yeah, after a while it sort of creeps back up on me and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel bad. I need to I get scattered and I'm way more angry in traffic.
That's my issue is more of the frustration and anger side of things.
Yeah totally.
Is I feel myself being more frustrated by dumb people.
Sure.
It's always dumb people.
Well,
look, there are dumb people everywhere.
Constantly. They're all around us.
Yeah. I mean, everyone has dumb coworkers, everyone has dumb people in traffic, Everyone
Yes.
has dumb people in their life,
Yes.
just generally around.
I was coming home the other day, and the street, 4th Avenue, turns into my main road that I turn off of.
Right.
4th Avenue is a one-way, and there's a moment on 4th where there's 3 lanes. I was in the middle lane, and someone was just tooting down the way in the opposite lane at night with their lights on.
Yeah.
Just driving.
And
just driving.
That's a stupid person.
Yeah. Was like, oh boy. And you kind of pray for those moments sometimes because you're like, this is when I can really honk and I'm totally justified.
Right.
Like in this moment, I can just unleash. It didn't feel as good as I thought it would feel. But still.
The ultimate traffic feeling. I don't know if you've ever had this happen.
Okay.
Where you see someone being a complete asshole in traffic.
Sure.
And then you drive further down the road and see them pulled over.
Yeah, I've had that happen. Yeah.
Oh, isn't that the most satisfying thing?
It's great. Like we were on the highway and someone was just passing people blind.
When I used to have an office back in the pre-pandemic times.
Yeah, the before times.
When I drove all the time.
Right.
There was one specific situation where there was a car weaving in and out of highway traffic. It's rush hour traffic. You're stopping most of the time.
Yeah.
They, at one point, drove on the shoulder past cars.
Oh, my God, dude.
And then traffic finally let up and I started driving. And the only thing I can figure out is that they got on the shoulder, drove, and there was a cop right there. Because that cop had them pulled over on the shoulder they were driving on.
Got him.
And it's one of those where you just see it and you do the ha ha.
Yeah. It's a good feeling for a second.
Ooh, oh, my day just got better.
But you just don't often see people get what they deserve. Now, listen, I don't want what I deserve.
No one should.
Okay.
No one should want what they deserve because everyone deserves garbage.
Right.
We're all bad people.
That's correct. Oh yeah. Given the situation,
yeah.
It's a lot of it is situational. Whether you're good or a bad person.
Well, and it's always up for debate either way.
Yeah.
And I think I would say every single person listening can at least think of one situation where even based on their own moral code, they're no, I'm a bad person in that situation.
I made the wrong choice. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Everyone has done that.
Absolutely.
So you don't want what is coming to you, but you do want to see everyone else
get what's coming to them,
which probably makes you a bad person.
Right. So
you don't want the punishment for that. You just want them to be punished and then you move on.
You got it. That's it.
Yeah, that's
it.
If we all got what we actually deserve,
oh man, I'd be fucked. I'd be totally fucked.
Everyone would be. Or we're all way too hard on ourselves and we don't deserve any of what would come our way.
A benevolent creator would look down upon us and say, oh, little beings, most of the things you do have no impact whatsoever.
Now look at my egg-laying bunny. Now it's moved from George Carlin priest to God came up with the idea of the Easter bunny.
The idea, yeah.
Ooh, look over here.
Hey, what's in my hand? What's in my hand? So the Easter bunny is God's finger puppet.
Well, he gets bored.
Wouldn't you?
It would be, I think if you think about the idea of being the almighty creator.
Yes.
It's going to be a real boring job.
Super boring. The first week was great.
Well, you had a lot to do.
You did a lot.
You were new on the job. You were ambitious.
Right.
Okay, but we're several thousand years or, depending
on who you ask.
In this situation, we're saying he created the universe in 7 days.
So we're going to go on book here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Several thousand years.
Yeah.
You've been bored at work quite a bit.
Sure.
you don't get kicks like you used to, like when you flooded the entire world and told an old man to build a giant boat.
That was a good one, though.
That was a fun week.
Really good few days. 40 days, in fact.
40.
And 40 nights.
Yeah. You, for a while you were like, I need to learn more. And so, you split yourself into 3 pieces and sent 1/3 of yourself to be a human being.
The other third, like, hung out in heaven.
Yeah.
And then that last third just, like, possesses people
Just
or something.
as a ghost.
Yeah. Yeah. Who doesn't fall through the earth.
Right.
As far as we know.
Because that's where hell is.
Right.
And that's your enemy.
But remember that whole thing, too? How, like, you had this angel, and he was, like, your favorite angel. Mm-hmm. But, like, you allowed him to think that he could be your equal at a certain point.
And then went, nah, go.
That was the whole thing you did.
Well, that's office politics.
Totally. In this scenario, go ahead.
Yeah, so you're bored a lot.
So much of the time. In this scenario, it's like God is like the CEO and Satan is like a vice president or something.
I think it's kind of, what's the Succession?
Yeah.
It's kind of Succession vibes.
Sure.
Where it's like there was a hostile takeover attempt or something.
Yeah.
And no, you have to go start Hellco.
Hellco.
Yeah. It's an LLC down.
Well, naturally. Look, if this business fails, they're not coming after my
right.
my property.
Yeah, so Hellco gets started because you couldn't take over.
This big guy industries. The big guy just wasn't going to budge.
I mean, he created the entire industry.
He's a real pioneer.
How are you going to defeat the guy who created the entire field? You can't do that.
The model.
So, you go create Hellco,
Yeah.
and then the big guy gets bored because he doesn't really have anyone to spar with for a while.
Yeah. There was that whole purgatory thing for a while, but that was just sort of a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
People forgot about it.
Yeah. That's a bizarre concept to me.
Purgatory.
The purgatory concept.
Okay.
So in the hell and heaven concept.
Yes.
We have if you're good, if you're bad.
Yeah.
Very clear line.
Super clear.
And then there's purgatory, which is just like you were around?
Yeah. There's like stuff that you could have done better, but you weren't so bad.
Like you murdered your neighbor, but you recycled a lot.
At a time when recycling was not accepted.
So you saved a guy who was trying to commit suicide.
Sure.
But you murdered your neighbor, so it's kind of balancing out purgatory.
Yeah.
And you're just there until we decide you're not.
Right. And purgatory, you got to imagine, is a lot like here.
Yeah. I feel like that's exclusively, isn't it Catholic?
It's exclusively Catholic.
Like no evangelical.
No.
Because evangelicals like the fire and brimstone.
Love it. It's our favorite thing.
It's the big thing.
Yeah.
It's all the rage these days, kids.
I mean, when I went to church as a child, that's the kind of stuff I was hearing.
Yeah.
Was straight to hell.
Well, yeah.
Where you will burn.
It's you burn forever in a lake of fire if you do this list of things.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty clear.
And if you don't, you may still burn forever in a lake of fire.
Yeah.
If you haven't done this list of things.
Yeah.
They're a to-do list.
However,
yeah.
Here's the good news. Mm-hmm. If you repent.
Right.
Baptists really big on that. Where I grew up, it was a lot of hell and then a lot of repenting.
Well, yeah.
If you can repent, you're all good.
Well, yeah.
But there's a lot of like, you have to say it publicly. And like, what if I'm a private repenter?
That's,
an introverted repenter.
So this is a thing I've thought about a lot with these churches that think that specifically.
Sure, specifically.
So like there are a lot of evangelical churches. They're like, you have to be baptized. You have to do yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But they also are cool with the on the deathbed.
Oh, yeah.
Repenting.
Sure. Totally.
So do you have to do anything, or can you just like?
But like,
I mean, like if your head gets cut off in a freak accident, you're out of luck.
That's the thing.
But if you're not getting your head cut off, you got until that last second, and you can just be like, sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Catholics have that too, right? Last rites and all that. You know, that's kind of, as far as I understand it, the similar thing.
Catholic, but the Catholic Church has a lot of weird, random rules that.
Well, when you're the oldest and the best,
they've added more and more.
Yeah, you just come up with stuff.
Yeah,
you come up with stuff.
It's all things.
Incidentally, when I was at Walmart yesterday, I bought some things, and my total was $6.66.
Oh crap!
And before I could tell her to stop, so I could take a picture, the cashier had moved on. Oh, it made her nervous. I said, wait, let me get a picture of that. And she had already moved on.
I don't know if this is still a thing.
Okay.
Because I'm not involved in church politics as it is today.
Sure.
But at least when my parents were kids, if there was like a budget item in the church that was $6.66 or $66.60, anything where there's 3 6s, they'd round it.
No,
they would round it because they didn't want that in the budget item.
Oh my god.
Because that's a real thing in the Bible. It's not just a random thing someone came up with one time.
Well, as we learned from the Pixies, man is 5, devil is 6, and if the devil is 6, God is 7. This monkey's gone to heaven.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's
not in the Bible anywhere.
Not that I know of.
Okay,
I mean it might be there.
I don't know.
All I know is there's stuff about the mark of the beast.
Yes, that I remember very clearly.
But I believe that's left open to interpretation.
I think so.
And someone just interpreted it to be 666.
I think so. Well, there's the number of the beast as well.
Yeah.
And that number is blah, blah, blah.
Everyone's going to be really screwed when it turns out that the number of the beast is actually 3.
The number of the beast is 8675309.
That we've been living with the Antichrist this whole time, and we had no idea.
Yeah. I got your number. Oh no, it's in the Bible. It's in Revelation.
Does it specifically say 3 6s?
Yeah. Let him. All right, let me quote from the Bible.
Oh, please.
Is this a first on Sushi Jackknife?
I think so. Yeah.
Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Revelation 13:18 states that if one is wise and has an understanding to count the number of the beast, which is also the number of a man, the number comes to 666.
Okay, there we go.
There you
go. But I think we can all agree that if you are operating a church and you spend $6.66 on, tea candles, probably doesn't mean that the devil's going to come get you.
Right, exactly.
It just means Hobby Lobby got $6.66 of your money.
And you know what? They can have it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to smudge that on their books, too.
Well, they got to go take that money and then buy some illegally gotten goods from Iraq.
Yeah.
So they got to buy religious artifacts.
Booyah.
What did they have to give that back?
Oh, I'm pretty sure they did. I don't know for a fact.
I haven't heard how that whole thing turned out.
You would think. I mean, museums. I know this. Museums these days, are realizing where a lot of their stuff came from, and they're giving it back to where it came from.
Yeah,
which seems like a good idea.
Yeah, there was a. I guess this is the diplomatic way of saying it.
All right.
A great reshuffling of artifacts.
Yes, there you go.
That happened during a specific period of time.
A lot of them ended up in, say, the British Museum.
There
places
were
like that.
Good amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, and probably all ought to go back to where they came from.
Yeah, one would think.
That's one thing America has on its side.
Okay.
Is because we're fucked in every way.
Yeah.
Like we've messed everything up.
Yeah, we've a couple of genocides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we haven't stolen a ton of artifacts.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
That's one of the things we did okay on.
Yeah. We didn't colonize so much as like went somewhere and took it over.
Right. Well, and I mean, there's nowhere to return any artifacts we do have that we took because we probably wiped them off the planet.
Right.
Because again, the genocide thing.
Yeah.
Which was bad. That
cleaner.
was bad.
We did a really clean job there.
Right. So we don't have that problem.
Yeah.
The British just let people exist and
their whole thing.
Stole their stuff.
Yeah, their whole thing.
Bunch of jerks,
Yeah, they really were.
White people.
Yeah. We are good at taking shit over. I was thinking about that today.
It's kind of one of our main things that we've done forever.
We're pretty good at it. And I don't feel proud, but I do feel an odd sense of accomplishment at that.
Well, I mean, it warms the cockles of your heart to know we're not completely worthless.
No, we've done a lot.
Yeah.
Has it all been good?
No. Has any of it been good? Very little. But,
however, these pale apes from cold weather regions of Europe, we've done a lot to this world so far.
And shockingly, we aren't all wiped out because we really should be.
We ought to be, yeah. We should not exist anymore.
We kept moving south towards the equator. And all nature, all evolution says, no.
This
is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah.
Scandinavia? Try that.
This is where you people belong.
Look, we put you away from the sun for a reason.
You're not good at it.
Yeah.
All right? London, it turns out, is your natural environment. Yeah.
That's it.
It rains a lot and you don't see the sun.
No, but we kept moving south.
Yep.
And now we're all over the place.
Florida's pretty great.
and now white people just try to take other things over. Like every so often, a white person tries to take over hip hop.
Yeah.
Like we had Macklemore do it for a while, and then Post Malone tried to do it for a while.
Sure.
Everyone tries. You can't do it, but we're gonna try.
We're gonna give it a shot. We are a race of triers.
That's what we.
That's what we are. You can't hold that. You can't say we don't try things.
It's we're gonna try to take over everything. Whether we should or not, because we shouldn't. We never should.
What is it in white people?
Oh,
I wish we had someone here who wasn't white.
That is a good
to talk about this because but what is it about us? And we just keep doing this shit over and over again.
There is something about white people where we seem to think that we're the only ones who know.
Yeah.
We
do feel superior.
Yeah.
As a race, I don't feel superior personally.
No. We in the basement here, we feel wildly inferior.
Absolutely.
Outside of the basement, white people feel very superior.
Yes.
But you look at the British government colonizing.
Yeah.
Or
right. Western expansion.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
It was always no. We know what they need.
Right.
There's always that element where it's not we're taking something over. It's we're helping them out.
They're backwards.
Yeah.
They just don't know.
They're just, living their life in the way that they've always lived their life and enjoying it. And they shouldn't be, because have you ever met white guilt? Let's do that for a while.
Yeah. So it's been a grand experiment.
Yeah.
And we're not done yet.
Well, no, now we're at the phase where, as white people, all of our people in charge are trying to hide what we've done from us so we don't have to face any ramifications for it.
Yeah.
Like the whole critical race theory thing.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, if we broke it down, is really just we're against critical race theory. What I mean is we're against knowing what happened.
That is exactly what it breaks down to. It's like
we wouldn't want facts to get in the way of how good we feel right now.
Right. Little dictator DeSantis does not want people to know all the things.
Yeah, it's a
that's the guy we got to look out for.
Yeah,
these days.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
one of the guys.
There's a lot of people we need to look out for. There's a lot in general we need to look out for. I don't know if you saw this, but this week, for those who haven't been paying attention to the news, there was a school shooting in Noshville.
Yeah. It happened to fall on your birthday.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Well, I had nothing to do with it. I just do want that on the record.
Yeah. But like,
it was not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw cop cars on my way to go hike around Radnor Lake.
See, we had breakfast.
Yeah.
And what you said to me is, I'm going to go, you took the day off.
Uh-huh.
It's your birthday. You're going to go have a nice, relaxing hike.
Yeah.
By yourself on your birthday.
I still did.
Okay.
But yeah, on the way I saw all the cop cars like driving 100 miles an hour down I-440.
Yeah.
Which is a 55 mile an hour speed limit, in case anyone needs to know.
Yeah.
Pretty fast. But here's where the problem came in, aside from, the general problem of there was a school shooting.
Yeah. Right.
There was a state rep from Chattanooga. We live in Tennessee. They're all Republicans except for
a handful.
Memphis and Nashville.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, a Republican. And someone asked him what bills he was going to try to get through to prevent this from happening again. And his answer was essentially, we're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's a direct quote. We're not going to do anything. I homeschool my kids for that reason.
Wow.
So that's where we're at.
Wow.
As white people these days is
also, I know earlier this year they were trying to push through a bill, and I don't know what the status of it is now, that would make it legal for people as young as 18 to get a gun without a license or
they passed
any
that.
training.
No, they pushed that through.
They did push it through.
And it got upheld by courts days after.
Wow.
The school shooting.
So last week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which, not to get too in the weeds, I don't want to bring everyone down, but, if you believe in any sort of gun control, the person who shot the school up had a red flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
And was able to, because of Tennessee state laws that don't prohibit people with red flags from buying guns, able to buy a lot of guns in a very short period of time.
Yeah. There you go.
So maybe some bare minimum.
Yeah, that's right.
So guy from Chattanooga, if you need to pass a law, there's a very basic one right there.
Yeah, and of course there was a rally down at the Capitol this week. A lot of people saying, "Hey, what are we going to do about this?" I saw a picture of a kid with a sign that said, "Will I make it to graduation?" Mm-hmm. Things like that. Really stark. Realities.
Yeah, it's depressing.
It is.
This is the most depressing part of it for me.
Okay.
Not in general. This is not depressing for anyone besides me.
Okay. All right.
So everyone we know has been, like every time I've talked to them in the last week, been like, "Hey, how are you doing?" with
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
And my answer in my head is always, I'm fine.
Right.
And I've realized a big part of this is there has been so many, and I have been so pissed off about so many school shootings.
Yeah.
That at this point, it's just the default.
Yeah.
Like I just every few weeks see news, get mad,
Yeah.
and I'm mad that I know it's not going to go away.
Yep. Yeah.
And then another one happens, and I'm mad. So
and I think that's the way a lot of people feel.
yeah, there's no, like, I know there are a lot of people in our area that I guess it struck home.
Yeah.
Because it was nearby.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I felt that way too, to be honest. It's like when it's in another state or something, it's easier to not feel it.
I've like, and I mean, this is not a healthy thing.
Yeah.
But like every time I've seen one, it's just like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah. Like I get very, very upset and involved in it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's understandable.
And so, so everyone we know, it's always very touchy-feely, like,
right.
Are you doing okay? I'm doing exactly as well as I've been doing.
Yeah.
Because we have the exact same problem. It's just slightly closer than it was 3 weeks ago when it happened somewhere else.
Right. Well, and I was reading, it's like the 130th mass shooting of the year.
Yeah.
We haven't had that many days in this year.
And I'm going to head off any Republican listening at this point that is going to try to come up with the following defense. Yes, I know that the definition of mass shooting is a little bit loose.
Certainly.
So let's say 50% of those are what you would consider a mass shooting.
Yeah.
Okay. There have been 65 mass shootings this year.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that number?
Yeah. Well, it's such a common sense solution
Yeah.
to a problem that these people seem unshakable about.
They
don't care.
There's no money in solving the problem.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, if we were to become billionaires,
you and I.
Yeah, the two of us.
We got $2 billion.
Yeah.
Between us.
Right. Then we could get some stuff done. But you know, that NRA money.
Yeah.
Plus the NRA got money from Russia. So that Russian NRA money.
That's a really fucked
How
up
is that
thing.
not brought up all the time?
All the time.
Like, Russia is
Constantly.
funneling money into the NRA,
Yeah.
which influences our politics.
Yeah, directly.
Not a conspiracy theory.
No, this is
a
real.
fact.
Yeah, this is real.
And everyone just went, yeah, okay.
It just shows you how ridiculous everything is.
Yeah.
You know, that's what that leaves me feeling. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that I haven't even thought about that again until you said it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, I hadn't thought about it till I started saying it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing we should be talking about all the time.
All the time.
And no one talks about it.
Yeah.
It just happens. Marco Rubio takes $3 million from him. You know,
whatever.
Ted Cruz takes $2 million, and then they pass some laws, and we're good.
Yeah.
Just loosen regulations. If you're a human being, you can have a gun. And then the next law is going to be, if you have a heartbeat, and no longer human being, you can be a dog, a turtle, it doesn't matter.
A turtle with an AR-15.
Yeah, a tortoise carrying an AR-15 around.
Two of them strapped to the shell.
Yeah, they can have a gun. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's the NRA has no obligation to try to not sell guns.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you're in the pocket of them, guess what?
I came across a video from a few years ago of I think he was a state senator.
I think
Did you
I
see
know
that?
The lemonade stand.
The lemonade stand.
Uh-huh.
This guy is selling at the Capitol, right? Downtown Nashville.
Yeah.
Has a table, and he's selling like lemonade, cookies,
Lemonade,
brownies,
cookies.
and an AR-15.
Yeah.
And that
It was legal.
that is the level of what we're dealing with. That was completely legal.
Yeah.
A guy with a fold-out table can sell you. Do we consider it it's an assault weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a semi-automatic.
Oh, okay.
You need it for hunting.
So you can't hold down the trigger and continuously fire like Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah, you could.
But you can pull the trigger fast and it keeps firing? Okay.
I believe that's... I don't know enough about guns to know exactly how it works,
either, but
I know that it's a good way to kill a bunch of people and a terrible way to hunt because you would have to go scrape up hunks of meat off the forest floor. Right. If you want Bambi in pieces, then it's a great way to hunt. There's no defense to needing them.
No.
So,
I don't see it. And I'm not the guy that wants to take everybody's...
No, I don't...
You can have a pistol. You can have a shotgun in your house. You can have...
If you feel safer with home protection, having a gun, fine.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And if you hunt, fine. I get it. Some people hunt.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Seems very boring. It seems like a good way to ruin a walk through, like a hike through the woods.
Yeah.
I'm going on a hike. Hold on. I hear something moving. Let me see if I can shoot it.
Well, here's the reality that I had the one time I went hunting with my dad and my granddad. You climb a tree.
Yeah.
And you sit in a really uncomfortable thing for fucking hours.
Yeah. It's why there's so much bush light.
Yeah. I wish I had a bush light at age 13 in that scenario. But no, I was just cold and sitting in a goddamn tree stand.
Yeah. That's the dream right there.
Yeah, it actually wasn't a bad trip, but when it is sort of silly.
Yeah, it's not an ideal thing to do in the woods.
No.
To me.
No.
I mean, if you enjoy it, whatever.
Sure.
Okay, so you can have something for home protection. You can have that.
Yeah.
You don't need to be able to. I don't know if you think that the Yakuza is going to attack your home. You don't need to wipe out hordes of people.
The crazy 88 are coming.
Yeah. Like there's no horde of humans invading your house where you need that.
If your everyday life is a Tarantino movie, you have other problems.
That is true.
If Django is like your everyday experience, the last like 15 minutes of Django, woof.
You're watching Kill Bill going, I relate.
Yeah.
I think this really nailed it. This is what I feel like on a daily basis.
I also had my eyeball snatched out by an Asian man.
Okay, so here's the gun rules.
Yeah.
You can have a hunting gun. You can have a handgun for protection. And if you can submit documented proof, you live in a Tarantino movie.
Yes. Uma Thurman is there all the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of feet stuff going on.
Way too much. If you can submit documented proof of that, you can have whatever gun you want.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you probably earned it at some point. And Quentin's going to give it to you either way. It doesn't matter.
Sushi jackknife.
Sushi jackknife.
Yeah, your car says pussy wagon on it.
Okay.